Okay, so today we're going to do a little bit of practice and working in our technique workbook. Our next unit we're going to be doing is on the rainforest, and we're going to be creating like a tree frog. So we'll be officially starting that next time we come to class. And then for today, we're going to get some practice paper, and we're going to use some different marker techniques on here. And then we're going to get this, and you can work on page 15 and even 16 as well. So I'm going to start with this piece first. So you'll be given a piece of paper. Of course, you want to write your name and class code on it. And then on this paper, you can do anything you want. You can have big leaves. Let's see, because it's a jungle. You can have flowers. Whatever you want, okay? There's no wrong way to do this, okay? And then after you have your drawing, and I'm just drawing straight with a Sharpie marker, you can do pencil first, that's fine. And then what we're gonna do is some coloring. So you can have areas that you would color like you normally would when you outline. If it's a large area, remember you wanna use the side to kind of color it in. You can also take this and draw lines. Now I just used the lighter color, but I'm going to show you a little trick using a darker color, or like a darker green would have been worked fine, or blue. So if you use a darker color and do a design first, then you take this and color it over it, it will show up really bold. Now these lines don't show up as well, but you can take like a green and go right on top of that for some different patterns. So it's a little less dramatic, but I think it's still nice to use, okay? And then you can also, let's do some different colors, do like some designs like dots, so you can draw polka dots. One thing I want you to notice is I am literally coloring it. I'm not jabbing it like this. If you do want smaller dots, you can use the tip and then place little dots on there, and that's totally fine to do. Just make sure you're not pushing hard. One thing you can do to fill up a large area is you can use like a lighter color. It doesn't necessarily have to be yellow, but you can color an area in with a lighter color like this yellow. Then you can make sure you heard that click. Then you can take a darker color and draw on top of that. And it shows. So it goes a lot faster if you do that. So I'm just doing circles. I can do polka dots. I can do little tiny dots. That's up to you, okay? So this is just fun and practice paper, and that you can take home. And then we're going to keep this one here. This is your technique workbook, and we're going to open to page 15. You want to have a paper towel because it's going to get kind of wet over here. So I'm going to take my paper towel, lift up page 15. Oopsie, that's 15. Place it underneath, and then we're going to be painting with markers, okay? So it says fill areas with patterns, and then fill empty spaces with repeated lines, shapes, and colors. So this is kind of what you just did. So once again, you can kind of test out what you like. Maybe I'm going to do circles on this side first. Then I can color it over with the marker. Or maybe this side, I test to see if I like it better to color with marker first with the lighter color and do the circles on top. So it's just a personal preference. The outcome looks pretty much the same, okay? You can also just test out like colors like this, coloring it in. Okay, and then you can use the same color and draw lines on top of it, which you can still see, or take a darker color and do the same thing, okay? This last section here is the ladder technique. It says color from left to right, top to bottom, and fill in the whole space. So ladder technique, I like to use the side of this, and I'm just doing one row. Then I can go to the next row. And this just ensures you're coloring it in. You're not doing this scribbling all over your paper, okay? So you can do this all with one color, or you can take and use different colors. And always make sure you hear that click so you know it's closed. And if you still have extra time, if you want to use crayons or markers, you can color in this as well, okay? And then when we're finished with this, we'll just put this on the counter so it can just air out a little bit before I put it in your folders.